Wee. All right. Oh man, hey, I forgot to write that in the forum, so here it is in chat. Just like general things you think I could improve on and what level I am at right now. Do you think I'm ready to apply for a junior position, or what would you say are my weakest points holding me back right now? All right, let's check this out. Hey, you said general feedback, environment, props artist. So let's start here. This is 5 months ago. Already off to quite a good start. I think with this asset, a lot of what is kind of distracting me is the lack of variation in roughness. Let's see if there's yeah, so you've got quite a good sheen on here. The phone itself, like I don't even know what you call this, but the actual piece that you put to your ear, if that was more diffused and the rubber of this was more diffused in the roughness, like that would really help, I think. That's called a phone. Thank you, Pontus. uh, thank you so much. Handset. That is exactly what it's called. Pontus, you're wrong. um, no, this is looks really nice. So it's more about that. It's about that roughness variation. That way you can really see the differences in all the materials. I would argue that maybe this is too reflective. You can see too when it's rotating like this, the way the highlight is kind of running across the surface, especially right here, that it's kind of rounding out a little bit. So it might be a weighted, like a face weighted normals problem where it's just not, it's not there yet. What does that tag say? I really want like a feedback mode in this type of editor. Yeah, it's just I think the roughness in these two materials needs to change. Oh my gosh, look at this. See, if this is like the roughness in all of these pieces could be slightly different from each other, which is just gonna really kind of bring it home, bring it forward in that way. What's going on here? Close up. Good prop otherwise. Um, let's keep pushing through here. So opportunity to put a photo there now, or is that wrong? It's not supposed to be a photo there. So this is a nice prop. I think it might be too saturated. Yo, look at that. That fold up. Yeah, I think maybe the albedo is just a little too saturated, but it looks pretty nice. It almost looks like there's some scan going on here. That's crazy. It moves. Oh my gosh. Very nice. I think if you want to present this type of information, I would frame these a little bit closer instead of trying to capture them all in one image. Because if you think about it, like if we go here, if you go into this, right, you could format this in a way where it's like this, right? Let me just do, there we go. And then you could take these pieces, and then of course you would have a higher res setup, right? I'm not going to be scaling these and just, oh, now they're all high res, I promise you. But and just framing it up, right, so that you can actually really kind of take them in. Always fun facts. Let's go. Yeah, no, that's also well done. Let's check out this piano. I think these wood boards are a little too bent for how long they are. I don't know. This is nice though. Yeah, this looks a little low res based off of what we're seeing up here. Oh, and yeah, I forgot you built this. We did some feedback on this a few streams ago, right? This one was really good, other than some of the ambient shadows for behind the foliage and whatnot. Let's look at this one here. I mean, honestly, I do think you're capable of a junior position. I think what it comes down to is your understanding of scale and lighting. I think lighting is probably your biggest weakness right now. It's not always, but your materials seem to be pretty good. And it's more about material variation, like roughness variation, and overall lighting presentation. So like these don't really feel like they're resting on the ground of these wood boards, right? So getting that contact to work is important. So you just seem to be missing some easy lighting wins. Like this one, for example, this looks really nice because you can see that ambient shadow that's going on there. I guess it's because that's screen space. You can see it kind of going in and out. But you can see without it, it's floating. It's floaty. See, I guess the problem with this one is if Sketchfab is limiting you to 2K textures, you need to be able to make this piano in 2K textures for like real time, in my opinion, or maybe even a 1K. But I think you would get a 2K for this in today's like games that are being worked on. But think about that. You have to be able to make it look high res with a 2K. So think about how you need to manage your UV sets or the way your UVs are laid out in order to get that look. I think actually what we'd end up doing is these details right here wouldn't be baked in. It would be an alpha cutout that's its own texture, and then you would float those in front real close to the model. It's probably how it would be done. Same with the side detail here. And then the rest would be masks and then maybe some like a unique roughness map to kind of give some variation in roughness. So be tileable materials, some floating decals for like mesh decals for these details, and then a tileable like piano material and roughness variation. Mirroring, let's see here. Yeah, Oreos, I was talking about the floorboards here a bit. Flipping and some floaters. I don't think you need to be doing any mirroring, especially with this thing here. I mean, that's a nice thing about using 2 UV sets and then having a unique mask map with a 0 to 1, and then another UV set for textile density, because then you can just tile the materials and the masks don't need to be necessarily that high res to get the same kind of detail. But I mean, yeah, I think you're ready to apply to studios. And I would like to see you just building more. Is there any other questions that you might have about the floorboards? Are probably the thing. The floorboards and your lighting is probably lighting is the broader thing to work on. Hey, thanks for that follow, Caesar. Water. No questions, Panda? All right, man. All right. I love you too.